Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's NJCAA men's basketball. As we welcome you live to the Lemerand Center on campus at Daytona State College, where tonight the Falcons play host to their old rivals from just up I-95 as Florida State College of Jacksonville pays a visit in a pivotal matchup in the Mid-Florida Conference as we come down the stretch in the regular season. Tom James, excited to be joined by Ted Sofianos. And Ted, Daytona State kind of riding that momentum. Big win last week over conference foe, College of Central Florida.
Oh, what a great game that was to watch and be here in our inaugural broadcast, televised broadcast for WDSC TV. And I tell you, that was exciting to be here and kind of be the underdog and win that one.
No question about it, against CF, a team that is on top of the conference standings.
Definitely.
Of course, where Daytona State would like to be.
Yeah, and, you know, I watched the game over the weekend as well. Great game between St. John's and Duke, and it was that type of David and Goliath that we saw. Refs coming over, say hello.
Well, Daytona State comes into this game 16-9 overall, 2-5 in the Mid-Florida Conference against the Blue Wave team, 9-15 overall, but they're 0-7 in conference play. As we take a look at your FSCJ starting lineups, and really this team looking for its first conference win, but the talent is there, Ted.
Oh, definitely. They have overall. I mean, they look great on paper. Just haven't gotten over that 500 mark. But as far as DSC goes, there's one thing we should mention: Gio Frazier. I mean, he hurt himself in practice. One of the biggies, 6'8", 250 pounds out of Coral Springs.
So take a look at Coach Neil Orr in his 10th season at the helm for the Blue Wave, and he will admit it's been a challenging season for his team.
Oh, definitely. But again, taking the momentum from that televised broadcast of last week, I mean, you can only be happy, number one, with the outcome, but of course the trajectory of that momentum.
Daytona State with the banners high in the rafters here at the Lemerand Center, and their starting lineup, they're really led by the three big-time scorers, Gordon, Williams, and Kalangis.
Yeah, Gordon, three-point shooter. I mean, big time. I mean, you're looking at also Gordon and Kalangis, both of them with 41 and 41% field goal three-point percentage. That's outstanding.
Not too shabby, and when you have a great scorer like Williams, it comes off the bench. Eric Pastrana in his first year at the helm of the Falcons, big-time experience. He's been an assistant at the D1 level. He's coached under the likes of Frank Martin at Kansas State, Brad Underwood at Stephen F. Austin. He knows how to coach in big-time situations.
Oh, yeah, and I just was trying to get the skinny off of him just a minute ago. Asked him, what are we looking at, Coach? What's the strategic view? And he said, we're going to press him on both ends. We're going to start out a full court, try to get two-on-ones, mismatches all day long. He's real excited. Again, a little disappointed about Gio Frazier. Got hurt in practice, kind of rolled an ankle. It was a game-time decision. Hopefully we see him next time.
Well, it is a tough loss. This is a team that does score a lot of points. They average 83 points a game, this Daytona State team. But don't sleep on Florida State College from Jacksonville. Ronald Taylor, 17 points a game. He can really light it up.
Yeah. And then certainly they've got some size for their starters. You're looking at 6'7" from Youngblood and 6'6" from Baptiste, although he's not a starter, but certainly they've got some bigs. Pugh, 6'5", 178 pounds. So, I mean, we're looking at some interesting matchups tonight. I think they match up rather evenly at this point, especially with the two bigs out for Daytona State College.
And Daytona State, of course, we talked about that last conference victory a week ago. Their last game out of conference over the weekend, they lost to, it was always a very strong team, Eastern Florida State College, by 19, 90-71 on Saturday. And also for the Blue Wave, they were defeated, they defeated Rising Star Academy on Saturday. Another out-of-conference game, 82-56. Underway. And quickly, the Falcons force the turnover.
Quick turnover there by FSCJ.
Put it up and in.
Good offensive rebound.
Kalangis with the bucket. Daytona State in the home whites, and the Blue Wave in the road gold and blue uniforms. And a great block from Kalangis from behind. It'll stay with FSCJ.
A great help defense right there.
Absolutely. Kalangis doing it at both ends of the floor here in the opening minute. Quick player. And a steal. Kalangis again.
Oh, through the chute.
Taking it to the 10.
Quick start here for Daytona State.
It's been the Jeff Kalangis show in the opening minute of play as the Falcons lead 4-0. Tough defense. Blue Wave nearly turn it over, and an over and back call is made by the official.
The ref was right on that. No argumentation there.
Daytona State started the season 10-2. They went through a rough patch in early January and dropped 4 straight, but since they have 3 wins over conference opponents.
Ginty with the miss there. What a good stop and pop. It was wide open.
Here's Ronald Taylor from outside from 3 straight away. A little long, but the offensive board is made. And a 3 from outside, Jalen Pugh. The Ocala, Florida native from Trinity Catholic High School.
Yeah, showing some outside skills from Pugh there. No hesitation. DSC setting it up around the horn.
There's Gordon, gets it knocked away, and official says Gordon was the last to touch it.
Yeah, just a little out of control toward the end there for Gordon.
So it's a 4-3 lead for the Falcons. Just a little over 2 minutes gone here in the first half. Taylor gets it in to Pugh. Loose ball knocked out of bounds. And the Blue Wave the last to touch it, so they turn it over.
Blue Wave with 3 turnovers in the first 2 minutes.
Here's Gordon again. Cut off on the baseline. Pulls up. No good. Back outside. Gordon on the take. The blocking foul. And that should send Gordon to the free throw line.
Look at this.
Take a look. Kalangis.
Agility.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
And he's got some hops. There's no question. He has all 4 of the Falcons' points. As Gordon at the line. Connects. Mark Gordon, Mount Dora Christian Academy in nearby Eustis, Florida. Makes both free throws.
Yeah, I like his elbow set on those free throws.
He's got a good stroke. 3 from way outside.
Oh, that was downtown.
Malcolm Richardson ties the game.
That was another postal code.
Mm-hmm. Gordon to give and go. Nice skip pass. 15 to shoot. The 3, Kalangis. His first miss of the evening. We've played 3 minutes. Ball knocked away. And a foul is called, and that's going to go against Clive Allen.
Pretty even so far, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Quick pace. As both these teams, a little feeling out process. They met once before up in Jacksonville. They'll meet one more time after this. Daytona State won that first meeting back on January the 20th, 80-62. Off the glass, no good. Allen clears it for Daytona State.
Allen might have walked right there, and the referee didn't catch it.
Now here's Gordon. Cut off, double teamed, and the Blue Wave forced the turnover.
Could have been over the back there. Referee didn't think so.
Nice pass. Great job by Clive Allen to take it away. Skip pass. Too many steps from Kalangis.
Kalangis had the reverse layup all set up, just too quick with the feet. It's been stuck at 6-6 for a little bit here at time.
4 minutes gone. Some bumping there, no call.
No call.
Ronald Taylor with his first points. Hits from the corner. And the Blue Wave take a 9-6 lead.
Right now, FSCJ playing good perimeter defense.
Kalangis with a floater, no good. So he made his first 2 shots, but has missed 3 in a row since. Eric Hill.
Good help defense.
Taken away Clive Allen, and Hill commits the foul.
The foul is on the Blue Waves, Eric Hill. That is his first, team second.
Daytona State, of course, loves the home cooking. 9-3 at the Lemerand Center this season. For head coach Eric Pastrana. Daytona State apparently interviewed for 200 guys for this job, or at least that's how many applied. And they found Pastrana. They found their man. A missed 3 from Gordon.
Well executed play there.
Dunk that time, and an 11-6 lead for the Blue Wave.
Pastrana going to shut it down for a little bit, have a little talk on the sidelines.
And an 8-0 run for FSCJ. And stretches the lead to 5 points with 14:53 to play here in the opening half. An impressive start for this Blue Wave team under head coach Neil Orr. Of course, they're, again, 0-7 in Mid-Florida Conference play. And boy, what a feather in their cap it would be to come in here to the Lemerand Center and try to get a victory.
Well, that means they're real hungry. You talk about the home cooking. All right, I think they want a seat at the table.
Well, of course, these two teams, as we mentioned, will meet one more time. They always play 3 games, each team does, against their various conference opponents.
Exactly. And they've got one more left toward the end of the season with FSCJ. I mean, that's the thing. You don't want to look too far ahead. This is the game at hand. You know, right now, keep this one in the forward division. Don't start looking up at the, too many signposts up at the road.
That's right.
Good double team right there at FSCJ.
And they're really hounding Brown up towards half court.
Brown a little unhappy. Needed a little bit of help there while he was in trouble.
Clive Allen. They swing it around to Gordon. 5 to shoot. Gordon up and under. Degree of difficulty on that shot. Fight for it inside. And the team from Jacksonville comes out of there with it.
Right now, FSCJ, getting their hands in the mix a lot there. Doing a fairly good job on both perimeter and inside D.
6 minutes in. The Falcons have been cold of late, but not the Blue Wave. As Ronald Taylor with his second three-pointer of the game in a 11-0 stretch right now for Florida State College.
FSCJ certainly right now not showing what has happened to them on paper.
And they continue the aggressiveness on the defensive end with the tie-up right there.
Well,
and it's going to stay with Daytona State, Ted, but boy, you got to like the hounding defense so far from Coach Orr's team.
I think Carl Jonte just got away with a bit of a mugging, though, from the jump ball, but ref didn't see it that way.
Ronald Taylor, we've seen him connect twice from 3. He shoots at 46% from downtown.
I tell you, I like his elevation, I like his hops. He gets that ball, he gets way up, very hard to defend.
And they're going to give the ball to Florida State College. And Kalangis is whistled for a foul, so the explanation given to Coach Pastrana down there. Things not going the way of his team here in the opening minutes. And the game they were heavily favored in. Here's a 3, and again, Taylor.
Taylor's on fuego.
Absolutely unconscious from outside. As Florida State College of Jacksonville has opened up an 11-point bulge. Daytona State ice cold right now from the field.
Ice cold and basically succumbing to the very pesky defense of FSCJ.
That's right, and all credit goes to the Blue Wave, not allowing any good shots and turning the Falcons over. Taylor this time going to the bucket.
It's one of the few misses we've seen not only by Taylor, but just the entire team.
Daytona State in transition. And the foul.
That'll be a shooting foul.
Drawn from Bryce Williams.
Yeah, they've had a dry spell, Daytona State, for a bit now. Bryce is going to, at least convert on one to get some momentum going here.
Williams goes into double coverage. Draws that foul. And converts on the free throw. But, Ted, it has been 6.5 minutes since Daytona State's last field goal. In fact, there are only 2 field goals came on those 2 buckets from Kalangis in the opening minute of the half. The other 3 points have come from the free throw line from.
And Jimmy Cricks, they got a 67% field goal percentage right now. You can't sustain that, of course, but the onslaught has got to be difficult for Pastrana to hold down at this point.
Well, the Falcons just 2 for 9 from the field. If they can get into transition like this, here's Gordon. Out of control, nice pass underneath. Some bumping under there. As the Blue Wave with a one and done.
Yeah, you've seen some really poor ball handling for DSC under the cylinder.
Underneath, nice pass, and Gordon converts at long last.
So that took a little bit.
Cuts the lead to 7. A long 3 and way too long from Malcolm Richardson. That one's poked away.
2v1.
And here comes Williams. Leaves it for Corey Calloway.
Textbook execution right there.
And just like that, 6 straight. Reeled off from the home team. And Coach Orr going to call a timeout as he's seen his lead quickly cut to 5.
Here's your 2v1 replay.
Very nice. So Daytona State trying to climb back into this game and weather the storm. But again, all credit has to go to this Blue Wave defense.
Yeah, they're looking good right now. But again, as I was saying, if you're Coach Pastrana and say, hey, guys, okay, they're at 67%, field goal percentage right now. Don't sweat it. This cannot last. All right, but you have to tamp that down with darn good, tenacious, pesky defense.
Coach Pastrana. Voices being raised in that huddle. Wants a little bit more out of his team here as with 11:42 left to play in the opening half. A little better ball control, I think he'd like to see from his Daytona State College
Coach Pastrana
club.
Doesn't look too happy right now, Stevie.
But a 6-0 run. And And their defensive intensity, as you can see, coming out of that timeout, has been amped up a little bit, but there's nothing you can do to stop that shot from Josh Scott.
Nice fall away.
Into the corner. Callaway's three is short, but he stepped on the sideline, says the official.
Ouch. Here's Taylor. They're going to have to shut him down.
Nice crossover moves. Can't convert. And Josh Scott, as he did a moment ago. Under 11 minutes left to play here in the opening half at the Lemerand Center. Callaway is bumped underneath. The foul committed by Jalen Pugh.
Yeah, I think that was a good call by the ref.
A little bit of a bump under there. Here's Callaway with the take. Well, out of bounds. It will stay with the Falcons.
Got a little lucky there. He's out of control in the air. I'm not even so sure that FSCJ got a finger on that, but fortuitous for the Daytona State Falcons.
And here's Kalangis all the way. And that's waved off. The basket didn't fall anyways, but Kalangis with the offensive foul.
Interesting. Real late call by the most outside referee there.
Yes. The guy who had the most distance in between himself and the play.
The least best angle, but hey, you know, the referees are doing a heck of a job. Nobody's perfect.
19-12 as the Blue Wave continue to lead, and that pass airmailed over the head of Josh Scott.
And it's kind of been a lull for a little bit here as far as points being scored. A little choppy on both sides.
Sloppy ball handling really has been the case with both teams. That's the 6th turnover already for the Blue Wave. Daytona State has given it away 5 times thus far in the early going. A little out of control that time with the turnover. Wide open three from the right wing. Jalen Pugh, the freshman.
Made it count. Eight-point deficit.
Here's Gordon in traffic, puts it up. Score the bucket for Mark Gordon.
Right. With Richardson right in his face.
And Gordon has 4. Kicking it outside. A 17-footer. Knocked home by Darrell Richardson.
I don't know. Maybe the 67 percentage points that I was talking about is sustainable. I don't know. They haven't missed much.
Gordon dumps it off. And the foul is committed. It's Carl Ginty.
Yep.
Steps to the line.
He got Youngblood up in the air. Good job. With the pump fake right there and the ball fake, and just couldn't convert on the shot. Foul was a little bit too hard. Had about 185 pounds coming down on him.
That's the first foul on Youngblood. As Ginty, a freshman from top school in Miami.
Smooth, nice ball rotation on the free throw there.
Richardson back in the game for Jacksonville. Clive Allen is back in for the Falcons.
They just took Williams out. A little bit of a cold substitution for Bryce Williams. He was a difference maker in last week's game against Central Florida.
9 minutes left here in the first half. Corner three, no good. Fight for that rebound, and Mark Gordon is out of there with it.
Did it in traffic. Well done for Gordon.
3 ball. Clive Allen. Long rebound. Ginty has it poked away. And here come the Blue Wave. Pass underneath. Scott into the corner. Youngblood, yes!
You know, they are finding the open man way too easy.
Unconscious from outside. 6 of 7 from behind the arc for the Blue Wave. And in the lane as Ronald Taylor hits.
Taylor's making it look easy.
Taylor in double figures right now with 11. 29-16.
I think the Falcons are rather stunned right now.
And this Blue Wave team does not look like an 0-7 team in conference. No good. A rebound poked away, and the foul is going to be called against Daryl Richardson. So head coach Neil Orr could not ask for more out of this first 12 minutes for his team here on the road at the Lemerand Center tonight.
They've come out like a buzzsaw. And what's been really interesting is the way they've moved the ball, and not only moved the ball so quickly, but finding that open man. While DSC has risked a few steals, they've lost that open man. And obviously FSCJ making them pay almost each and every time that I've seen them, with an open look. Coach Orr got to be pleased.
No question about it. His 10th campaign at FSCJ, and this time Ginty misses them both. He connected on both the last time he was on the line. He comes away from the free throw line and kind of shaking that right wrist as if there might be a problem, and he goes out of the game.
And Clive Allen, who just caused the foul underneath, is now being subbed out for Edwards. 22. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke.
All the way. All knocked away. Daytona State has it. Great job by the Blue Wave defensively getting back.
No, I'm sorry. 12 is Edwards. Yep, 12 was the sub for.
And here
for
is
Clive
Montre Edwards. All the way, and he draws the foul. So Daytona State, if nothing else, is finding their way to the free throw line.
Right, which is obviously a good thing. Being down the 13 points there are right now, you want a stoppage in play. You want to get to the to the free throw line as they're doing, but you got to convert.
Montre Edwards missing on the first one. A 5'11" freshman from Tallahassee Godby High School.
At this point, no easy baskets for DSC, or very few.
And he makes one of two.
12-point deficit.
Loose ball underneath. Daytona State able to come out of there with it. Those 50-50 balls are going to be important. Wide open three. Edwards, no good. And that one was out of bounds, and it will belong to FSCJ. No, the official's going to give it to Daytona State. With exactly 7 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Long three from the corner, and it's good from Bryce Williams.
Yeah, Bryce, like I said, difference maker last week. Came in, just coming back in right now.
5 points for Williams.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's going to be a back and forth.
And the Blue Wave turn it over. It's their 8th turnover of the game. They've got a 9-point lead. Imagine if you took away half of those turnovers, it could be
definitely.
well into the double digits.
No, excellent observation, Tom. Crowd trying to rally him on a little bit.
Tyreek Singh Big 6'7" forward into the game for the Falcons. Saw him handle it a moment ago. There he is on the give and go with Gordon. Rashid Brown, way off the mark. Nice job by Gordon, but he turns it over.
He turned it over because he was smacked in the back. Surprised no call there.
As we tick towards 6 minutes to play here in the opening half, and a surprising first 20 minutes. We've seen Florida State College's shooting percentage start to go down just a little bit, but again, back to the free throw line. This time Brown for the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it staying at a 67%, field goal percentage. No way.
Not for the game. And this is their 6th trip, Daytona State,
Meanwhile,
to the free throw line.
Conversely, Daytona State's only at 35%. Field goal percentage as a team. Yikes.
That's tough.
They're going to have to pick that one up. But certainly getting to the line, stopping the clock, as I mentioned, is a positive thing.
Getting there is half the battle, but you got to knock them down. And he makes one of two. As Callaway checks back in.
All right, so we got Eric Hill, number 23, inbounding.
29-21 Blue Wave, 5:43 to play first half. All the way, tapped up and in. Malcolm Richardson.
Tremendous effort.
All the way the other way, and it goes for Callaway, and that ball was touched up there in the cylinder, went down anyway.
That was tipped. Tipped by Stevie Hill. I keep calling him that. Eric Hill.
Richardson with 8 to shoot. Richardson from 17 feet. A wild air ball. Does not reset the clock. Daytona State gets the turnover all the way.
Oh, and he's going to get...
Rashid Brown will go to the line. Hits hard. He's okay. But an opportunity for a three-point play. And if Brown can knock down the free throw, just like that, Daytona State will have cut it to 5.
That was a hard foul, but Brown, got right up, shrugged his shoulders, no problem. No animus toward the other player. Great sportsmanship shown there.
And Brown does convert.
Converts. Nicely done.
So little by little, the Falcons working their way back into this game. Now down 31-26, under 5 minutes to play, first half. Underneath, stripped away. Great hands by Montre Edwards.
That's very athletic.
He's called for the foul, though.
It happened so quick. I didn't see the head shot, but superhuman effort there.
Remember, the shot clock not resetting right there. A long shot from Taylor, and that is a 3. I thought his foot might have been on the line, but the official signaled a three-pointer. And it's back up to an 8-point game. Taylor, his 4th three-pointer of the first half.
And really, it was tremendous for the referee not to call a moving screen there.
And that ball knocked away. No foul call. The official shakes his head as Bryce Williams looked at him. And
there's a replay.
As we take another look at... I'm more convinced after that it was a three-pointer. 4 minutes left, first half. 8-point lead for the Blue Wave.
On the other end, I don't know how they didn't call a foul for Bryce Williams on his three-pointer.
Here's Youngblood. Shot clock at 6. Youngblood again, and he turns it over.
Here's Bryce Williams. Around the horn it goes.
It's been anything but a clean first half from either one of these teams. Blue Wave, of course, shot it better. Both teams guilty of a lot of turnovers in the lane. As Ginty last to touch it. Both these teams now in double digits turnover-wise.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy and choppy. I think the Daytona State coach, Coach Pastrana, feeling a little bit left out on the foul calls.
Long three, Josh Scott off the back iron. 3 minutes left first half. Still an 8-point ball game.
Tom, what am I missing here? I mean, does Jacksonville look like a team that doesn't have the personnel?
Well, a lot of shots at the rim that Daytona State has not been able to convert. But how about the three-pointer from down in the corner that time by Ginty? And that cuts it to 5. And an offensive foul. The official's going to call on a push-off there against Scott.
Yeah, I think Coach Pastrana was thinking that was long overdue.
Yeah. Key possession right now for Daytona State. They try to chip a little further into this deficit. Into the corner it goes. Williams way short on that effort. Blue Wave want to run. Three-pointer from the wing is long. And Williams is bumped in the backcourt. So 11 turnovers for Daytona State, 11 for Florida State College. And Williams, the freshman, will go to the free throw line after the timeout. Called for by head coach Neil Orr of the Blue Wave.
Couldn't tell if that was a 30 or a full minute.
I think that was a 30-second timeout. Coach Orr and his team now shooting about the 36% from the field. Florida State College, 7 for 11, though, from behind the arc.
Right, 3-point shooting is looking pretty darn good for them right now.
And it's Daytona State at 36% from the field. Another key stat to watch, though, Ted, is the rebounding battle in this game, and that's been a point of contention for the Falcons this season. It's a team that needs to crash the boards. They've been out-rebounded by an average of 10 rebounds a game, but right now, in conference play, but right now, they have an 11-7 edge in rebounding.
And I think you can say, without Gio, in there with the unfortunate late injury he suffered during practice, that's certainly one of the reasons. So I like the way Coach Pastrana couched it. He said, we're exploring a smaller lineup right now. So the normal synergy is not there for DSC tonight.
Clearly a big loss for them to lose Gio. Long, wild three-point shot. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Falcons will get it back as after those two Williams free throws, it's just a 3-point game.
Good hustle by Ginty there. Ran that ball down, caused the out-of-bounds ball.
And a three for a tie game, and they've got it. Rashid Brown, and just like that, it's 34 apiece. And on the other end, answering back is Richardson.
Back and forth we go.
So tied for about 7 seconds,
Yeah.
and the Blue Wave back in front. Trap on the far side, and the whistle blows, and somehow Williams called for the foul, offensive foul. Williams will check out, and Andre Edwards, the other freshman from Tallahassee-Codby, coming back into the game. So big possessions here for both teams. There's just over a minute left to play in the first half in a 3-point ball game. Blue Wave have led nearly the whole way.
And as you said, just one tie-up when it was 34 each.
6 to shoot. Long 2-point bucket. And his foot clearly on the line that time from Ronald Taylor. But Taylor with 16 points now.
How about that talent from Taylor that we're seeing first half?
Here's a guy who averages 17 a game, and he's got 16 before the half. And a traveling violation is called against Carl Ginty. So back to a 5-point lead with 37 seconds to play for the Blue Wave. They've got a 7-second difference now between game and shot clock. As we wind down.
Daytona State's got to hold them here and then hope for a bucket by the end of the half to get it close.
And a nice floater. Nice touch from Richardson. And Coach Orr calls a timeout. He wants to set up his defense right here as the Falcons very briefly came back to tie this game at 34. And since that point, a quick 7-0 run from the Blue Wave to go up 41-34. 18 seconds left to play in the half.
You know, the Falcons are looking real good there. Came back from not an insurmountable deficit by any means, but you know, to tie it up at 34 and then find yourself with 18 seconds left, 7 down, coach is going to try to accomplish set play here.
Yeah. Talked about the absence of Giovanni Frazier, a 6'8" sophomore, and it appears to have really made a difference. And not in a good way for the Falcons here in the first half. They're going to have to figure out a way to adjust
I'm sure
in the second half.
Coach.
And a turnover, and the Blue Wave can hold it for one. 7 seconds left. They give it off. Here's Youngblood. 2 to shoot. Youngblood does not get it off before the buzzer sounds. That would not have counted.
Right. Good defense by Bryce Williams. Bryce Williams there.
But nonetheless, Florida State College of Jacksonville closing out the first half on a 7-0 run after they were briefly caught by the Falcons and tied at 34. But they go to the locker room up 41-34.
They came out on fire. FSCJ, the Blue Wave. I mean, it could have been called the Blue Crush, the way they started out. And I don't even know if DSC was set and ready for that type of onslaught.
And really the story in the first half, you can point to one guy. You have to point to Ronald Taylor, who is their leader. He shoots 46% from 3 on the season. And he hit 4 of 6 from behind the arc in the first half. Here's a guy who, of course, we talked about, he averages 17 a game, and he's got 16 after 20 minutes.
Very impressive talent. And you got a lot of D1 colleges right now hounding that young man.
No question about it. They've got an eye on him. And for Daytona State, a couple of guys with 7 points apiece at the break. Rasheed Brown with 7. Bryce Williams also chipping in off the bench with 7 points. They really kind of spread the wealth. But one thing to watch, we talked about the rebounds. Daytona State with an unusual edge in that category.
So, as we look forward to a couple of games that are coming up, I mean, certainly we got to, of course, try to have more and more fans come out to watch the next game, if you please. February 14th, DSC versus Santa Fe. And then we, again, on February 21st, against Eastern Florida State. Free admission, gang.
And we wind down the regular season here at the Lemerand Center. All right, that takes us to the half. Florida State College of Jacksonville 41, Daytona State 34.
Everything we do on the court kind of relates to the classroom. So if we want to perform good, you just got to practice and just be on time and do things the right way, because the best things come to you when you do that.
Everything compiles on everything else. So getting to class on time, making sure you're doing your homework, that all translate on the court, just talking to each other, communicating, make sure we're rotating, helping on defense, things like that.
Well, I think whether it's a student or a student athlete, I think this campus, I've been lucky enough to be at quite a few, whether it be universities or two-year colleges. And Daytona State has all the resources. It has all the opportunity you can to prepare yourself for whether that be the next level in basketball, any sport, or just being a student.
I like it. It's a good school, a good program, and we're just trying to win games. So Daytona State has prepared me to just be good on and off the court, and just be responsible and be accountable, and just make sure that I'm ready to take my next big step at the next university.
Daytona so far, it's been a pretty good experience. Right by the beach, everyone's really nice. The school, class environment, it's really diverse. Everyone's pretty friendly, get along well. I feel like my teachers and professors, they're all trying to help me, get that degree, so it's pretty good.
I think defensively we've been off the charts, if you want to talk about strengths. We force turnovers. We're kind of a high-pressure defense where we try to get after people and turn them over, and we're actually leading the conference in forced turnovers a game. So that's been our identity. Now I think if we can just share the basketball a little bit more, play a little bit cleaner offense, we can become very, very difficult to play against going into February.
We're pretty good, 14-7 right now. Just trying to win all our conference games, because the best record gets to go to states and compete for the region.
They've been doing well. Obviously, year one is always interesting. We've lost a couple close ones. We've won a couple close ones. So we've gotten better as the year's gone on, and the hope is into late January and into February, we have our most success. But our best basketball's ahead of us. We're improving day by day. And what I tell our guys is, at this point in late January, you're either getting better or you're getting worse, because staying the same is getting worse. So I think we're getting a lot better. The goal here, and it's the reason I took the job, is always to compete for a conference championship. So that's the goal, and it's always going to be the standard here, and it's still within our reach.
We have a lot of young guys, so me being a sophomore, I just have to try my best to lead them and point them in the right direction. We're doing pretty well so far. We're 14-7. Just trying to improve every day.
Hopefully we can make a run at states and also the national tournament in Kansas.
The lucky thing about me is I'm a better coach than I ever was a player, I like to think. The coaching bug kind of hit me when I was in high school. I've been lucky enough to be around some really good coaches, even at an early age. So it was an interesting decision where, rather than play at a smaller school, I decided to go on kind of the manager, graduate assistant track in college and just kind of soak up and learn everything I could from a coaching standpoint, which has kind of taken me all over the country, from Texas to Kansas and back to Florida. And it's given me great experiences. So even though I'm a little bit younger for being a head coach, I've got over a decade of coaching experience already, which has, I think, served me pretty well.
Basketball, I mean, it's just been a part of me my whole life. My older brother plays, so got me to play. And it's just been an area where I was good at, and I could just take my mind off things, and it just became a love that I have.
My love for basketball came from my family. So initially my uncle started playing with the game, and then they kind of just transferred that love to me.
So they are prepared. We have great resources from our tutors, the writing lab, the ASC. There's so many resources here for our guys to utilize, and they've done that. And so I think getting that help and kind of learning how the day-to-day college grind is, not just being a student athlete, not just being on the court, but as well as in the classroom and handling your business, I think it's preparing them for life past here, hopefully at the Division I or Division II level, and then and then on from there.
Currently, I'm getting my associate's degree, general associate's degree, and then the future hope is to get my bachelor's in exercise science. After that, I plan to become an athletic trainer or a physical therapist. I'm still undecided.
Daytona State's a great institution. We're proud to be here. Tell our guys all the time that they're playing for the name on the front of their jerseys, and it's a college that is just a special place. And every one of these guys that's on scholarship here should be proud to be here, and I'm really proud to lead this program. And it's one of the few places in the country that you can not only do big things academically, but compete for national championships as well.
The Daytona State College of Education is forever grateful to Volusia and Flagler County Schools and our collaborative partnership that allows us to spend this exciting time out in the field working with these wonderful students, doing one-on-one reading instruction 4 days a week.
Daytona State has definitely prepared me for being a teacher with all the field work that we've been able to experience through the program, as well as the support and help from all of our wonderful professors. And being able to work one-on-one with the students has been a wonderful opportunity to experience that already before I get placed in my senior internship.
So today, we're going to learn about something that I think is really fascinating. We're going to be learning about weather balloons.
In the IMES lab, we have state-of-the-art equipment that help us further our research.
To be surveying these seagrass beds here at Oak Hills and looking at how they're changing over time.
I love doing this, coming out into the field and actually getting my hands dirty. And
you get to do everything you've ever wanted to do in a marine biology program. You get to go out into the field and actually do the work.
We are truly building a program here for students that are interested in conducting undergraduate research. It's a rather rigorous program for a two-year college.
I'm going out and studying horseshoe crab populations and seeing where their nesting sites are and how often they nest where they are.
The professors motivate us, they inspire us to continue our research and to better ourselves in the scientific community.
This is much better than sitting in a classroom just looking at pictures and listening to people talk. We get to actually feel and see the plants in their natural habitat.
I love this class. I love everything about it, the learning of the names of the flowers. Now it's like putting a name with a face.
We are live at the Lemerand Center on the campus, Daytona State College. At halftime, the Blue Wave from Florida State College at Jacksonville, the visiting team. A surprising 7-point lead over the Daytona State Falcons. Ronald Taylor really been the story.
Yeah,
16 points in the first half.
16 points, just doing it on the inside and the outside. Tough to defend. Good-looking player.
Yeah, no question. It's tough to defend him from outside as he is 4 of 6 from three-point land. As we take a look at some of your first half highlights, Daytona State got hot early. There's Taylor, his first 3 from the corner. On the other end, Jalen Pugh knocking one down. On the turnover, back the other way, Kalangis for Daytona State. But rocking the rim as well, Richardson. And again, Taylor from long range. He wasn't shy from out there, hitting from straight away 3. He averages 17 a game, and he's got 16 at the break. Daytona State on the break as Callaway hits, but too much outside shooting. Jalen Pugh hits again. Callaway trying to keep Daytona State in it. They were able to get back to tie this game briefly at 34. A couple of outside shots, but Florida State College pulled away, ended the half on a 7-0 run.
And, something that makes it so difficult to guard against both Pugh and Taylor, two obviously outstanding players for FSCJ, is the fact they're lefties.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's one of those weird things that I kind of notice a lot is because, I'm one. And, only 1 in, 10, 11 people are lefties. And that makes it just a little bit harder when they start going to their left. And, most of the time, they're dribbling to the right as far as you being a righty.
Right. Different piece of defense you've got to play.
There. Definitely. And, of course, they're taught to be ambidextrous. But certainly when you have somebody who's a lefty dominant, that just makes it a little bit harder. And obviously both players very gifted.
Florida State College exactly 50% from the field in the first 20 minutes. As head coach Eric Pastrana trying to make some adjustments in the locker room to be sure as they start the second half with the basketball. And a trap and a turnover right off the bat. Richardson trying to go all the way, and it's rejected by Brown. And the other way, coast to coast, and the foul for Jeff Kalangis. What is it about the opening moments of a half for Kalangis?
Right,
he had
exactly.
4 points in the first minute of the first half, and he comes out of the locker room hot here in the second.
Came out streaking, and certainly, a ticky-tack foul, but I know the head coach Pastrana will take it.
And the free throw, and that cuts the lead to 4.
Good conversion there.
Kalangis with 7 points, and he had 4 at the half, and all 4 of those came in the opening minute. He was quiet after that, as that 3 ball is no good. Here come the Falcons. From outside. Long rebound. Fresh shot clock for Daytona State. And another 3 is missed with a long rebound.
Coach is saying, work it around, slow it down. Got lucky to get 2 rebounds right there.
That's right. A minute gone, second half. Allen pulls up. That's off the mark. And no such luck for the Falcons this time as the Blue Wave clear it. And a foul as Taylor will go to the free throw line.
Yep, Taylor again.
Ronald Taylor from big Southeastern High School in Bradenton. A lot of talent comes out of that school in many sports.
Yeah, you do hear about Bradenton quite a bit.
Taylor, a 6'3" sophomore guard, hits the first free throw, so he's right on his average now of 17 points.
Yeah, he's blowing it up.
Oh, yeah.
He continues this with 18:41 left in the half. I mean, oof.
It's his 18th point. You know, the other great thing about Ronald Taylor, he's a great student. He's got a 3.7 GPA, which is probably near what you had, Ted, when you were in school days.
No.
Yes.
I was happy to have over a 3.0, I think. And of course, I say that a little bit cheek and tongue because I was a college athlete as well, and I'm so glad that not only at the 4-year level, but at the 2-year level, you're constantly supporting the scholar athletes in that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, we brag about, when I was
poked away right in front of our broadcast.
Yeah, that's why I was stopping what I was saying.
Yeah,
I lost my train of
Brown
thought.
just about wound up in our lap.
I saw that coming at us, and I said, wait a second, I better keep my eye on what's going on here.
This can be a rough and tumble job from time to time. Under 10 to shoot. Great defense with the trap out near midcourt. 4 on the shot clock. Long three is short. That time by Taylor. In traffic, a little out of control that time from Kalangis, who wanted a foul.
The coach is getting on the Zebras right now about the officiating.
Mm-hmm.
From where we were, it was definitely a foul.
And a beautiful pass foul called. A Youngblood unable to convert, and a technical foul underneath. So the original foul is going to go, I believe, against Kalangis, who also then drew the technical in frustration.
My goodness.
So with 17:24 to play in the ball game, it's now 44-39 as Richardson goes to the line. Makes the first, misses the second.
And
of course, those were the technical fouls.
Right. So I made 1 out of 2. I mean, right now you're looking at.
And take another look. If it's anything, there's body contact right there, but not much. As now Youngblood will shoot the free throws for the personal foul, and he misses the first.
In lieu of safety of the player, though, I think the referee want to make a strong statement. When you hit somebody when they're up high near the rim, and you cause them to come down, perhaps not on their feet, it can be very dangerous.
Well, but with 4 free throws right there, not a fruitful trip to the line for the Blue Wave. They only make 1 of 4.
I thought that was going against Daytona State, but no.
No, it's against the Blue Wave, and Jalen Pugh, who I believe has picked up his 4th foul. And a foul below.
And there you go with the referee actually making the correct call. I don't care what side it's on. That's over the back. They've been letting that go for a little while now, and I think Coach Pastrana, maybe even some of the fans, been trying to point this out.
As head coach Neil Orr, the Blue Wave came up almost to half court there. 44-39. Wide open 3. And boy, nobody found Mark Gordon in the corner. And the lead down to 2 as Daytona State has opened the half on an 8-3 run. Long 3 on the other end, and Malcolm Richardson. And it seems like every time the Falcons hit a big shot, the Blue Wave literally come back seconds later and answer.
Right, they've been answering, like you said, each and every time.
Got a circus move underneath by Clive Allen.
Allen with body control there.
That's right. 47-44. as we tick towards the 16-minute mark. The opening minutes here of the second half at the Lemerand Center. Wild out-of-control shot. Blue Wave maintained possession. Shot clock did not reset. And a floater in the lane as Richardson hits. And Malcolm Richardson now in double figures. Rashid Brown off the glass.
Off the glass for Brown. Good body control as well there.
Nice pass underneath. There's that man again, Taylor. It's short that time, but knocked out of bounds last touch by Gordon.
And a fresh 30-second clock.
Yep. Eric Hill back into the ball game, the Jacksonville native for the Blue Wave.
Straughter with the ball, 32, off the bench, not too long ago.
Taylor has it knocked away, is able to track it down, and has it dislodged once again, but this time a foul call.
Non-shooting should be.
Rashid Brown has whistled for it, and that is his first foul.
Not in any bonus right now, way too early in the half.
And Eric Pastrana opting for a little extra size this time as Tariq Singh and Bryce Williams check back into the game. Underneath, and a foul from behind, and I believe it's going to be called on Williams. Two on Williams. And yeah, no question about that one.
There was a replay you just saw. Just got him on the back there.
And Hill makes one of two. It's his first point of the game.
Just a 4-point difference.
5 minutes gone, second half. Callaway trapped out there on the wing. Got to get rid of it. Great defense by the Blue Wave, and he throws it away. Neil Orr claps his approval of his team's defense.
Third time I've seen a triple trap right there. They got to give him help. You got to come to him.
Well, you got to know there's somebody open, but the hands are up. Tough to get rid of that basketball. And Rashid Brown got it, but the official says he stepped on the sideline.
He had it the whole way, too. I'm surprised that he let his foot get outside the line there.
So a 4-point edge for Florida State College. Team looking for its first conference victory. 0-7 in the Mid-Florida Conference. Coming into this ball game, a team that really needs a boost in confidence.
Yeah, conversely, if Coach Pastrana
6 to shoot
has a loss here, I mean, he's going to be
Taylor, who has that
be
ball went up and hit the stanchion. Taylor's now cooled off a little bit, I think, from outside. So Rashid Taylor, as we are finding out, is human. As you see the play moments ago on the other end, Brown did his heel, I think, caught that sideline.
Here's Bryce Williams, great standout freshman.
Gordon inside for Singh, and a whistle.
And I think from what I'm evaluating here is the referees are calling it just a little bit more closer, especially after that technical foul. Maybe calling a little bit more of the ticky-tack fouls, because I can tell you when you're starting to let them bump and grind, it can be extremely frustrating because the calls don't always shake out for both sides.
Falcons still very much in this ball game. Down 4 now. Remember, briefly, ever so briefly, tied the game late in the first half. All the way goes Bryce Williams.
Did anybody see that? That was airmailed. Airmailed, my goodness.
A rim rock from Bryce Williams.
Yeah, that just brought the house down. Coach Orr even said, oh my goodness. Look at this replay.
Goodness. Let it speak for itself. We went back down there, and I think the stanchion's still kind of shaking.
Whew.
After that one, as Bryce Williams cuts it to 2.
Talk about above the rim. Jiminy Quicks. Wow, that was outstanding athleticism. I saw him do last game that we did our inaugural broadcast last Wednesday, and I saw Bryce jump up about that high with a one-hander.
Yeah, he's got a knack for that.
My goodness.
And hey, if Daytona State was kind of looking for a little bit of an emotional lift, that would be the way to get it.
Right. No, exactly. That certainly sets you out for some momentum.
And one more look from a different angle from behind. I mean, the seas parted for Bryce Williams,
geez.
the defense. He could spot that from behind the arc. Incredible dunk.
I love the fake. He gets both defenders with that fake and creates an alleyway to the slam, Air Jordan style.
Monster dunk, Bryce Williams. Williams from South Sumter High School, outside of Tampa, Florida, the 6'3" freshman. Miss inside. Nice offensive board. Eric Hill.
Strong rebound. Again, as before, Daytona State gets a little bit close. FSCJ has an answer.
Finds a way to respond right away. Corey Calloway, yes. It's a 1-point game.
Kerry looked down at the defense and says, hey, guys, you're not going to come out here. I'll show you how to do this.
High off the glass, no good. The follow jam, no. But again, an offensive rebound momentarily. Edwards, though, able to clear it. The alley-oop never really had a chance.
Coach is just, he's had enough.
And a 3 on the other end for Malcolm Richardson. Daytona State just can't get all the way back.
They inch it closer and closer, and then
they tease their fans here. They're almost all the way back.
I mean,
so far not able to do it. Look at this spin move, and again it's Williams, wild and out of control, but he draws the foul and able to go to the line.
What a spin move! You know.
Well, this is between Bryce Williams on one end and Ronald Taylor on the other end. You've got a couple of really athletic players on this floor.
You can't contain the young man.
No.
I mean, you can put as many chains on him as you would like, and the Houdini's going to get at him. He's going to break away.
Yep.
He truly is a Houdini in tight areas.
And Williams, just like the number on his jersey, with 10 points now in this game. Believe it or not, he's the first Falcon into double figures.
Impactful player. Can bring it within 2 here if he converts.
Yeah, impactful. Just ask the rim down on the one end.
Right. Been taking a beating.
Williams makes 1 of 2. It's a 3-point game. Great defense by Daytona State, and a 50-50 ball.
That's
Guys
right
go
here
crashing.
again. That'll be a foul on...
It's going to be against Richardson, I believe.
Correct, yeah.
As he and Bryce Williams in that 50-50 ball, and both guys
here it is again.
Wanted it. Look at that, yep.
Submarined him there. Good thing both players are okay after that play.
Here's Williams. A 3 would tie it. Gordon down the lane, and it's blocked by Hill. Josh Scott from the elbow. Well short. And Williams came up with the loose ball, stepped on the end line.
These are just mental errors. I mean, you got to know where you are on the court, how close your feet are to the lines.
$10:52 left to play. Shot no good, and
Obvious
the foul
foul
on the
there,
other
yeah.
end from Hill. Yep.
Hill just got frustrated that he didn't make the shot. And
came right over the back.
kind of put him in a headlock, yeah.
And they'll walk it to the other end. And I believe it'll be Mark Gordon at the line. 10:48 to play as we work our way towards the halfway mark here of the second half. Gordon with 6 points.
He's a 68% free throw shooter. Makes that
This
count.
one is good for the 6'5" guard. Opportunity now to cut it to 2 for Gordon. Now cut it to 1, and he does. Thanks for a little help on the math there, partner.
I was going to say, just going to hold the one finger. That you could have gotten away with it. Now, this is again, they tied once. Now they're within 1. You know, if you're watching at home, I mean, this is an exciting game.
55-54.
And I can tell you here, the DSC fans just feeling a little bit teased.
And that shot no good, tipped up no good. Daytona State can grab the lead on this possession. Gordon all the way with it. Offensive foul against Gordon, and that's going to be the first foul on Gordon.
The foul is on the Falcons, Mark Gordon.
You got to feel like the Falcons could have gotten a little bit more out of that possession. Questionable call.
Oh, definitely. Gordon, did the right thing. Hill was moving his feet. That was no-brainer right there. I'm surprised the referee didn't catch that.
Here's Jalen Pugh, and he's playing with 4 fouls. Here's Pugh poked away, and Callaway. The pass back to Callaway. Score the bucket. He'll head to the line. And just like that, the Falcons, for the first time since the opening minute of this ball game, have retaken the lead.
The seesaw finally tipped. They were getting it just to the halfway mark so many times, and they finally now, for the first time.
Gordon, a high arcing free throw, converts the three-point play. He has 10, and it's a 57-55 game. So we'll see how the Blue Wave respond to this run from Daytona State. 7 straight for the Falcons. And a foul underneath. It's 2 on Genty. 9:34 left to play.
Here's a replay.
Here goes Youngblood to the hole. Kind of tripped up a little bit. Guess that was what the call was.
Yeah, it had to be the trip then.
He converts. 1 more to tie.
I'm hearing some frustrated fans out there about the officiating. But I think that happens with the home crowd all the time.
5 points for Youngblood. And we're even Steven again, 57 apiece.
Does DSC have an answer?
Clive Allen will work it around. Left wing, Rashid Brown. Bryce Williams shuffled his feet. And I think Bryce Williams saw another angle to the hoop like he had a couple of minutes ago. His eyes got big.
Yeah.
And he forgot to put the ball on the floor first. All the way. And that's an offensive foul as they get Ronald Taylor. Second foul on Taylor. Take another look. And, I got a pretty good call right there.
Actually, Ginty had 1 foot, in the circle. And so that's not usually a call. So interesting. It's gone both ways now. DSC got a little recompense on that one.
Under 9 to play. Callaway, nice move. Finds the wide open Clive Allen, knocked away and out of bounds. Clive Allen way long on that three-point attempt.
I think his timing got thrown off because he was expecting a quicker pass. It was more of a floater, and he was trying to get rid of it before the defender came up on him.
Look at that pass, and that pass almost too good from Taylor. As Josh Scott wasn't ready for it underneath.
Stop and pop.
13-footer, offensive rebound, still unable to score is Richardson.
Still tied up. Been stuck at 57 for a little bit now.
Callaway, here's Bryce Williams. Callaway again. Callaway for 3, yes.
Long distance 3.
Right at the 8-minute mark, Callaway. And that gives Daytona State a 3-point lead. Ronald Taylor unable to answer back. And here come the Falcons, a 3-on-1 in transition. Finding Brown is rejected, but a foul called against Richardson.
Wow. You see 2 of the Blue Wave guys go streaking by on that fake. Beautiful fake. And then the foul couldn't convert. So that should be a 2-shot foul.
Another look at it. Nice pass that time.
2 caught in the fake.
So Rashid Brown, the freshman from Philadelphia, hits the first.
Yeah, I think Malcolm Richardson, number 11, FSCJ, just a little bit frustrated with the call there. So, it does go both ways. And you prefer it to go that way. You hate to see, a landslide officiating victory for a certain team.
Brown with his second. And it is good. And just like that, a 5-point lead opens up for Daytona State. There goes Josh Scott all the way to the hole.
Scott was showing some ball skills there. Put the body between the defender and the hoop. Good job.
It's the 4th point of the night for Josh Scott. Now Clive Allen pulls up just inside the 3-point stripe, knocks down the 2, and it's back to a 5-point game.
Stop and pop. Over Taylor.
Nice pass underneath to a wide open Richardson. Great find that time from Scott. 64-61. So how will the Falcons play with the lead now, which they have not had much at all in this game? whistle blows and a foul is called against Malcolm Richardson once again.
Yeah, can't bear hug the guy to try to get to the ball. Good call by the referee.
Mark Gordon steps to the line. Gordon already with 10 points.
Now, you're going to hear something interesting.
So that's all for Richardson. As he fouls out of the ball game.
Now check this out. Coach Orr, right before a few free throws, likes to yell something to his player just before the shooter tries to hit the free throw. In this case, Mark Gordon. Let's see if he does it again.
Coach Neil Orr was questioning whether that was the 5th foul as Gordon misses the free throw. Gordon's second, and he makes this one.
You see, he tries to have that booming voice in the middle of a shot.
Trying to ice the free throw shooter.
Yeah.
65-61, 6.5 minutes to play. And Josh Scott working against Montre Edwards. Scott pulls up, no good, but Eric Hill there with the putback, and Hill just checked in when his teammate fouled out. And back to a 2-point game.
I tell you, Eric Hill has been a presence on the offensive boards. Here's that trap again.
Allen puts up a floater, no good. Hill with another rebound. His 5th rebound of the ball game. Scott being worked by Clive Allen. Scott a straightaway 3, no good.
Close game here. 2-point difference. Left wide open.
That is no good. The offensive board, Gentry is rejected by Hill. Boy, he is instant impact since coming off the bench. Gordon takes it away. And Gordon all the way lays it up and in.
That was a finesse move.
And Mark Gordon with 14 points now leads the way in the scoring column for the Falcons. 67-63 as Coach Orr calls the timeout with just 5:06 left to play. So a real chess match between these two coaches as we come down the stretch here tonight at the Lemerand Center.
Boy, I tell you, though,
great ball game.
Watching that move just now, though, that was truly finesse. I can't even spell the word. It was just that's just what came to mind. He just kind of went sideways through the air and threw it in there. It was beautiful, very effortless.
So Coach Orr, has seen his team lead for most of this game. Now they have let the lead get away.
There it is again.
Gordon up and under. A beautiful move right there.
Oh, well done.
So it was Eric Pastrana's job to make adjustments at the half. He has. He's gotten his team back in the lead. Let's see if Neil Orr can respond with some adjustments of his own to try to get the Blue Wave back in front.
So, Tom James, what do you think of, the production television setup that we have here at the college, with a television studio, soup to nuts?
Listen, grade A, top-notch. Not only the production, the great crew that we have behind the scenes.
Personnel.
Absolutely.
Our hats off to the personnel. Way to go, gang.
Fantastic.
You are awesome.
5:06 left to go in a 67-63 game.
It's an L-biter.
It's a good one. And Ronald Taylor, this is a guy who we haven't heard a lot from in the second half. But Taylor's going to have to be the guy, and you can bet Neil Orr in that huddle a moment ago probably looked at Ronald Taylor and says, hey, we heard a lot from you in the first half. Been a little quiet since.
Right.
We need to put us on your back, big fella.
He'd probably say, hey, either it's game time or it's no-name time. Which one are you going to take? And if you notice, you know, Coach Hort, I believe he's the one who took, look at that.
Yeah, Taylor's
Great
fifth
ups.
3 of the game, but it's only his first 3 here in the second half.
Right. And I think it was Coach Orr that took the timeout, correct? And
it was Coach Orr.
And I think the reason being is because now that he scored a 3 and, you know, 1 point difference, he wants to get a steal here, sway the momentum back in the FSCJ favor.
As you take a look at the Eric Pastrana Daytona State huddle, talk about Pastrana's terrific pedigree. Of course, came over, joined, he was part of the FIU staff in 2016. Previous to that, spent 3 years. He was an assistant coach under Brad Underwood, who was a former Falcons.
Right. We're so glad to have him.
Head coach a little over 10 years ago, but they worked together at Stephen F. Austin. That was a team that, of course, we've seen in the NCAA tournament in recent years. And prior to that, Kansas State under head coach Frank Martin.
You know, anytime you can have a Division I player, coach, come on back to, you know, JUCO, it is absolutely wonderful to see.
Cut off on the baseline, loses the handle momentarily, but Darrell Richardson was the last to touch it for the Blue Wave, so it'll stay with Daytona State, clinging to the 1 point lead right now.
Clinging, definitely. Oh, that was a defensive mistake right there.
Open 3. Nobody found Clive Allen.
Clive Allen's made a couple of huge buckets in this second half.
It's his first 3, and he's got 7. Very active player, though, Allen. Into the corner. Great ball movement there. Taylor for 3, yes! Responding to his coach's pleas.
Deadly.
Couple of 3s and back-to-back possessions for Ronald Taylor, and it's again a 1 point game as we tip under 4 minutes to play here at the Lemerand Center. Terrific ball game tonight. Rasheed Brown kicking it into the corner. Up top, Gordon on the wing. Decides to penetrate. Stripped away.
Showing confidence here.
Oh, Gordon.
Flushed.
Doing his best Bryce Williams imitation from a little earlier on.
Yeah. Ooh. Showing the rim no mercy. Mercy me.
72-69. And Taylor with 24 tonight. Here's a 3. Straughter no good. An aggressive rebound. Ripped away by Genty. Under 3 minutes to play. Can the Falcons hold on here? Complete a come-from-behind victory.
A little casual there. All right, getting into the rotation now.
Allen with under 10 to shoot. Shot clock at 5. Allen with the left hand draws the foul.
Foul is on number 25, Darrell Richardson.
That is his 3rd personal.
3 on Richardson now. Malcolm Richardson, a guy who averages 16 points a game, and he's already got 19 tonight.
You got Clive Allen, and I get 2 free ones here on the line.
Allen's first trip to the free throw line tonight, trying to make this a 2-possession game. And does, with 2:36 left to play. A key substitution, Antonio Youngblood replaces Josh Scott for FSCJ.
Clive Allen out of the Bronx, New York. Cardinal Hayes High School.
A Robert Morris transfer. Allen takes his time at the line and calmly knocks down 2 free throws. And it's back to a 5-point ball game for Coach Pastrana's team, 74-69. And here is that dunk again. A turnover at midcourt. Rashid Brown gets it ahead. Gordon, yes, please.
Oh, boy. Ouch. Torched the net. I'm surprised it just didn't go up in smithereens.
That's right. We're not going to let Bryce Williams have all the fun.
That's right. That's right. No, they got some great athletes. Both teams. Both teams, demonstrating athletic prowess.
Yep.
Like you said before, it's been a back and forth kind of game, and certainly for our fan base out there, not only here inside but out in the airwaves, got to be an exciting game to you guys.
And another takeaway momentarily. Pushing and shoving up near midcourt. And the official says that Daryl Richardson, stepped on the sideline.
He could have gotten
a piece of the scorer's table came loose there. Could have been a little bit of a dangerous situation. And it's Daytona State basketball.
Yeah, there's a couple of times here, Tom, we've been in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine that Coach Orr is going to have his team apply a lot of pressure. There was a foul there that went uncalled.
Phalanges gives it away. Long three. Are you kidding me, Ronald Taylor? 27 for Taylor.
Makes it look easy.
Keeping FSCJ in this game with $1:49 left to play. Now just a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, that's got it. The other time the referee didn't call it. That time he got to.
Rashid Brown goes to the line. Ronald Taylor. I mean, this kid is just something from outside. His 7th three-pointer of the ball game. Wow. Ronald Taylor.
Just full of talent.
He has 7 of FSCJ's 14 three-point buckets.
Yeah. Shooting 2, though. This isn't a 1-and-1. Shooting 2.
He just fouled out. Taylor and Rashid Brown hits the first free throw. And this can make it a 2-possession game. Nice,
you got to wonder
right there from Brown.
You got to wonder if Coach Orr is going to go into the hack attack. Stop the clock, create a foul. Hope they miss at the foul line.
So Jalen Pugh fouling out. That's the second player for the Blue Wave to collect 5 fouls. 76-72, minute 41 left to play. Well, one thing I think we've learned watching this ball game tonight is that Florida State College of Jacksonville looks like anything but an 0-7 conference team.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm really surprised, and I'd have to go, look at the stats, but how many close games might have they lost? Yeah. I could only assume that's the way it's got to be, because they really look like a seasoned team. Well coached.
Yeah, well coached. Neil Orr, of course, in his 10th season, as he's great shot right there, been drawing up a play. And I think it also speaks to the quality of play in the Mid-Florida Conference. If you've got a team that looks this good tonight that still hasn't won a game in conference, that might tell you how good the other teams in the league are.
An excellent point. And, to that point, I mean, 3 teams tied at the top.
Mm-hmm. So as we tick towards a minute and a half left, the Blue Wave got to make the most of every possession. Taylor can't get that one to fall. Tight rims here in the Lemerand Center.
There.
That is a big miss.
That was almost down.
And a foul in the back court against Nick Straughter.
Yeah.
Played his high school ball at well-known Jacksonville Bowles High School.
Not
so
sure,
Rasheed Brown will go to the line.
Not sure Coach Orr was looking for that at that moment.
Well, Brown is 4 of 5 from the free throw line in this game. And just as I say that, he misses off the front iron.
Right, yeah. The broadcaster's curse.
Funny how that works. But he makes 1 of 2, and it's a 5-point game once again. Minute 20 to play.
Here's a guy you just don't want with the ball right now because you know he's going to do exactly that.
3. Are you kidding me?
That was, you know, out in the playground we used to call that a chuck, but he makes it look so darn good.
It looks like a guy like Kobe Bryant would take these crazy-looking threes, and they would all go down. And that is 30 now for Ronald Taylor. 2-point game with under a minute to play. Underneath, and a foul is going to be called against Daryl Richardson.
That'll be a two-shatter foul there.
52.4 left. Ronald Taylor, 8 threes tonight.
So important right here to at least convert one of them, if not the 2.
Carl Genty, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. And he misses the first.
Well, no harm, no foul there. Certainly you wanted it, but got to make this one now. Not with Taylor out there, the way he's looking.
The way he can shoot threes. Keep you in a game until the bitter end. Genty gets the roll on that one. And still a 3-point game, though. 78-75. Taylor. And that one, not close. And a foul as Neil Orr wanted a tie-up call, but it is a foul against the Blue Wave.
Got to get 2 hands on it. It lasts for at least for a half to a full second. Referee made the right call there. So we got Gordon, 190-pounder out of Eustis, Florida.
He is 5 of 6 from the stripe. Gordon with 16 points to lead all Falcons tonight.
But Coach Pastrana's got to be happy because, honestly, out of the 10 players, 11 players that he's got, only a few of them are sophomores. 4 of them.
And he makes them both. Gordon, clutch at the line. It makes it a 5-point, 2-possession game. 40 seconds left. The Blue Wave. Taylor for 3. Off the mark that time. Go to the well one too many times on the back of Taylor, who has 30, and they're trying to catch Allen to commit the foul. And they do with 27.9 to play.
What would you say the percentage was as far as time of the whole entire game that Jacksonville led? Has to be about 70% of the game.
Most of it, yes.
So if DSC kind of steals the win here at home, I mean, Coach Pastrana got to be happy.
Well, in conference play, as you know, you'll take them any way you can
get them. Any way you come.
Survive and advance.
But I would say, looking back 20 minutes ago, Daytona State must have been worried.
And Carl Genty with blood on his jersey, so he's got to come out of the ball game momentarily. So Callaway is going to come in his place. And so it'll be Callaway instead of Genty.
You don't usually see that. Every once in a while.
So Clive Allen hits the first free throw, and this one really critical coming up. This can make it a 3-possession game for Daytona State, and a foul or a timeout is called for by head coach Eric Pastrana.
No, it's been a barn burner. Truly has. And honestly, of course, Coach Orr wants to walk away with the win, but he's got to be happy with what he's seen. At the same time, have his other losses kind of gone this way.
Yeah.
You know, leading 70 or 80% of the game, and then you walk out with a goose egg.
Well, of course, it has not been a perfect game for Daytona State. 19 turnovers. Florida State College has given it away 17 times, so both coaches will agree that is too many. But Daytona State now with 27.9. Can they hang on and get out of here with a win at home? They're looking for their 10th home win of the season. We talked about Gordon averaging 16 a game, and he has 16 points.
Right, yes.
Quite the playmaker.
Rebounding would be Genty, followed by Rasheed Brown, and then Taylor's up there for FSUJ in rebounding.
But if there's one thing that Eric Pastrana can be happy about, it's the rebounding edge for his team. 32-20 at this point, and this is a team that routinely gets out-rebounded by an average of 10 a game.
Right. So markedly better as far as team improvement goes.
So coming out of this timeout, one more free throw to come for Daytona State. And again, it can make it a 3-point game. So if you're head coach Neil Orr for the Blue Wave, I mean, obviously you're going to look for Ronald Taylor. He's the guy that can do the job of getting you back into the game more quickly than anybody else. He's already hit 8 threes, 8 for 15 from behind the arc.
Amazing. Now, if he throws this down, makes it 82-75. Like you said, 7-point difference. I mean, it would take something cataclysmic from, Daytona State at 27.9 seconds remaining.
Yes, Carl Genty enjoying...
They're just chilling out, listening to the music.
Michael Jackson tunes.
We didn't have a sound system like this when I was in college, Jiminy Cricks. I mean, it's awesome in here.
Well, the delay right now is, of course, we talk about Genty having to go out of the game with blood on his uniform, and there is some on the court, so they're having to wipe that up right now and make sure they get that clean. So that's the little bit of a delay in the extended timeout right now.
Yeah, it looks like
they're
almost
precautions,
winding it up right now. So, gang, supporting your Falcons, coming on out to these games. Those of you who are watching on television, love to see you. Game coming up February 14th, DSC versus Santa Fe, conference game. 21st, DSC versus Eastern Florida State. Love to see you here. Free admission.
Absolutely.
Good food over at the concession stand, too, there.
And it's good food.
Yeah. And I notice a lot of the fans are partaking in that concession stand.
That's right. Now, those are the last 2 home games of the season. Of course, Daytona State has got to go on the road at conference leader of the College of Central Florida. And at this point, CF is not quite officially wrapped up the conference title, but they are do have a stranglehold on the lead. But, of course, you're looking for seeding when it comes to the Mid-Florida Conference Tournament, which will be played in Ocala at the College of Central Florida. Continue to work on making sure that the blood on the floor is all wiped up. We're not sure how what was a cut for Genty happened.
Yeah, I surely didn't see it from here, but it looks like they're ready to get back to business.
All right, with 27.9 seconds left to play.
I think somebody needs to tell the referee, you could go around all day and look for dark spots, and try to get them cleaned up.
Coaches, they'll take any little bit extra of coaching time that they can get. And we're not quite done yet with the cleanup. It does affect the rhythm of the game. There's no question in the final minute. A lot of tension out there. So momentum does get affected. You got to do what you got to do here.
All right. And getting them up off the benches. I'd say it's about time.
All right. So we'll pick up where we left off as Clive Allen goes to the free throw line. So important. He's made the first one. Yeah. And if he can make this one again, a 3-possession game.
It's been so long, I forgot that this is the back end of the two.
So this can really affect the complexion of this game in the final 27.9 seconds.
And you heard it
misses
again
on the front end. Yep. So the Blue Wave down 6. Into the hands of Strawder. Strawder looking for Taylor. They want to find him. Taylor, a lot of seconds ticking away, down to 12. And Taylor can't convert. Strawder underneath is fouled, and that could have been a dangerous play. But, boy, the Blue Wave spent so much time there looking for Taylor and making sure he was the one that was able to get the shot. At some point, it's got to be three-pointer by committee.
Right, I'm sure, Coach called Taylor's number, but Taylor's got to have better clock management, get the ball to an outlet for as he was being double-teamed.
So Strawder, and he misses the first one, and so Daytona State now in a very advantageous position. Just 8.6 seconds left to play. In a 6-point game. And Strawder misses them both. It's tapped up. No good. Quick foul. But it looks like Daytona State in a very good position now with just 7.4 seconds left. They'll go to the free throw line at the back end of this timeout. They lead at 81-75. And they may, in fact, escape here at home with a hard-fought victory over a gallant Florida State College team.
Actually, I think they called a timeout prior to the foul.
Okay.
So it's going to be an inbound for Daytona on the Daytona end.
Okay, so Eric Pastrana was the one that called the timeout. A little surprising there. You want to run the clock.
It looks like he had numbers down there, and Jacksonville was looking to foul.
So at that point, you really want to, you want to play keep away. 7.4 to play. So Daytona State from here in a week, hosting Santa Fe College. 8 o'clock tip. That's a team they have split 2 matchups with this season.
And here's the other odd thing. They've kind of stuck themselves almost underneath the backboard by calling that timeout.
Kalangis inbounds, and Brown, and quickly Taylor commits the foul. With 6.4 to play.
Coach Orr very animated over that.
But again, Rasheed Brown can ice this thing away right now at the free throw line. He makes
one.
Just one in this ball game.
This game,
is over.
We're going to go home, all of us folks, whether you're supporters for one or the other.
So Brown to make it a 3-possession game, and he does with 6.4 to play.
That should ice it.
That should do it. And gets the roll on that one.
The home roll both times. They're looking for the big inbound.
83-75, but with 6.4 to play, it's hard to find an 8-point play all the way as they kind of let Youngblood score. And a quick timeout with 1.3 to play. 83-77 is your score. And And Daytona State coming back in this game despite an incredible performance by Ronald Taylor.
I'm going to coach it up here.
Okay.
All right? You're going to get, to inbound the ball, obviously from your defensive court. I mean, all you need to do, throw a nice high ball. Don't hit any of the rafters, okay? Throw it in their court, and 1.3, as soon as somebody touches it, 1.3 seconds is going to make the clock expire.
And they get it in, and that is your ball game.
There you go.
Daytona State 83, Florida College at Jacksonville.
So Daytona State comes from behind and are victorious tonight over Florida State College from Jacksonville. 83-77 is your final score.
It wasn't
Mark
pretty.
Gordon with 18 points.
Yeah.
Rasheed Brown had 15. Clive Allen with 10. Corey Calloway and Bryce Williams off the bench also in double figures. And you got to give a tip of the cap, though, to Ronald Taylor from Florida State College of Jacksonville. 8 of 15 from 3, 30 points in an incredible individual effort. Of course, Malcolm Richardson, who fouled out, also with 19 points. But a victorious night for Daytona State, who improves to 17-9 on the season, 3-5 now in Mid-Florida Conference play. And the Blue Wave fall to 9-16 and now 0-8 in the conference.
Yeah, I think Daytona State wins out, right? And obviously show themselves not as they were in the beginning of the season, but certainly toward the end. And watching these last few games doing so well, they'll have a really good chance in the conference playoffs.
And 48.9% field goal percentage shooting for Daytona State. And that, of course, is a percentage that improved as the evening went on. They were able to come back, turn it on in the second half, and pull away for this victory.
Right, and you got to be a little disappointed if you're Coach Orr, because if you're up 70% of the time, and then the last 30% you kind of lose the ball game because they look so darn good for such a long amount of time. So certainly if you're Coach Orr, you're a little bit disappointed. On the other hand, as far as Coach Pastrana is concerned, I mean, really effectively done with Gio Fraser out with that injury that unfortunately he suffered just this practice yesterday or today. I can't remember which.
Well, it clearly affected them. They had to find a way to overcome that. Obviously not a guy they could go to tonight, so they had to find other ways to defeat the Blue Wave, and they were able to do that. Again, the 18 points for Mark Gordon led the way. Terrific night for him, including some clutch shots and free throws down the stretch.
Oh, definitely. And as Coach Pastrana mentioned to me the other day, just a couple hours ago, exploring a smaller starting lineup tonight due to an injury is the way he's going to. So I like the way he said it, exploring the smaller line, but it proved out in the end for them.
Well, of course, Daytona State now with their third conference victory of the season to improve to 3-5 in league play. Still 3 games behind College of Central Florida, who has the 1-game lead in the conference. So that's going to do it for us, for our tremendous crew here tonight, for our doubleheader, women's and men, at the Lemerand Center. And for Ted, great working with your partner for the first time.
It was a pleasure.
I'm Tom James. Thanks for joining us. Your final score, Daytona State 83, Florida State College of Jacksonville 77. You have a great night, everybody.